Have you ever bought a TV set or any electrical appliances? You connect it on the showroom, it works perfectly. And when you get home, you connect it to your device or your 13 amp socket, the appliances refuse to work. What will you do? You take it back to the showroom and everybody is confused. Or you use the appliance tonight, before you wake up the next morning, it's no longer functioning. And you ask yourself, but I put it off myself. That is what we are going to be discussing today in this video. You're welcome to Deal with Electrical YouTube channel. This is an electrical channel where we teach you all basic facilities as pertains to electrical. If this is your first time of coming to this channel, you're welcome. Stay tuned as we teach you how to connect a surge protector. So what's a surge protector? A surge protector is a device that protects all your electrical equipment from voltage spikes and lightning strikes. We're in the rainy season now and a lot of lightning strikes are happening. So despite your thunder arrestor, despite your good earthing, you really need a surge protector that's going to protect all those fault current from entering your appliances. So there are two basic types of surge protector. We have the inbuilt surge protector, those ones connected directly to your distribution board, and we have the normal plug-in surge protector. So we're going to show you how to connect these two types of surge protectors and where their usefulnesses are. So move with me to the studio as we teach you how to connect these devices. All right, yeah, welcome back. Like I said earlier, a surge is a device that protects your equipment from sudden voltage surges. So this can come from lighting, it can come from grid fluctuation, it can also come from faulty wiring. So for the two types we told you, we have the plug-in type and we have those connected directly to the distribution board. So this is the plug-in type. There are four major things you have to take into consideration when you want to use this. The first type of surge, the plug-in type. I know a lot of you must have used this, either for your TV sets, most people call it TV guard, some for your refrigerator, for your AC. This is just your normal plug-in type. So, but there are very important precautions you have to take into consideration. First of all, the rating. This rating at the back is very paramount for every surge you are going to buy. If you look at this one properly, it's rating 6 amps 250 volts. 6 amps 250 volts, and the maximum wattage it can take is 1500 watts. So what does this mean? This means that if you are going to be using this thing in America, it's not going to work because America has a voltage of 110 to 120 volts. But in Nigeria or most African countries, we have between 220 to 250 volts. So this can withstand a maximum of 250 volts. And when there's a sudden surge in your house, maybe as a result of faulty wiring or lighting spark, the voltage you're going to be experiencing will be close to 300, 500. So in that case, this guard or this voltage surge will prevent you from damaging your equipment. So this is the first thing you have to take into consideration, the voltage. If you know that your equipment is very sensitive, like most of all these TVs that are coming, all these LED and smart TVs that we have today, their voltages are restricted to 30 maximum. So if you're going to use this, by the time it gets to 250, your smart TV will get burned. So you must go for a guard that is 220 or 230 volts. So let's take a look at how this operates. So you take your TV guard, you take your surge protector, and you connect it. When you connect this, you see it's showing this green sign. This green sign means that it's regulating the voltage, it's checking the voltage if it's going to accept it. And now the green is constant. So as it's constant like this, it shows that the voltage that is within this surge protector is between 220 and 250. And in that case, it allows you. If peradventure now this voltage increases to 270, 280, it will cut off to an amber sign. So the amber color shows that there is a problem and it will not peak. If peradventure it peaks, that means your surge protector is faulty. So the essence of this now is whenever there is a fault, it takes that fault to the earth. From the earth, it goes straight to the ground. So a lot of people might ask, okay, so if I have a good earth, why do I also need a surge protector? So the surge protector ensures that your equipment is protected first. By the time it's protected, it takes that current straight to the earth, then from the earth it goes to the ground, which makes that one effective. So this is the first type. So we'll go to the second type. The second type of surge protector that we have is the distribution board or panel mounted surge protection. This is very important because when you see a lot of distribution board, you see that the output cable comes directly from the changeover switch and goes straight to the distribution board. There's only few people that even uses a gear switch, but for protection's sake, it's always better that from your changeover it goes to the gear switch. From the gear switch, it comes to a surge. Then from a surge, it now goes to the main switch in your distribution board. So how is this done? Look at it very carefully. Unfortunately, this is just for a 2-pole. Most times, your equipment is usually on a 3-pole device. Alright, we now move to the second type of the surge protector. This is the panel mounted surge protector, or the DB mounted surge protector. Now, it's very important for this type of connection to be done by a qualified electrician. It's not a do-it-yourself per se, but if you can carefully follow this video, I believe you'll be able to do it carefully with a rubber hand glove to ensure that you're not electrocuted. So first things first, you have to put off the main switch of your distribution board. That is the main switch. If you open your distribution board, you see something like this. This is called the main switch. You have to put it off. When you have put it off, you will now see that there are two connections. You have the incomer and you have the outgoing. So in this incomer, if you look at it properly, it's labeled. You have the live and you have the neutral. Same thing too, but this is the surge itself. This is one we're concerned about. This one is usually in your distribution board, so you don't have an issue with this one. But this is the surge. This surge is what you are going to connect, and we want to show you how it can be connected. If you look at it carefully, the surge should also have live and neutral. It has live and neutral, and also have an earth position. So this one is a breaker, while this is a surge. You can see the difference. The breaker has a switch. The surge has no switch. It just have an inbuilt timer that triggers the breaker to break. So what it has, this has an incomer and it has an outgoing, but this one does not have incomer, it does not have an outgoing. What it has is a live, neutral, and the earth position. So the essence of this earth is that if your earth is not good, the essence of the surge is usually defeated, because when there's a fault current here, it takes the current from here to the earth. From the earth, it takes it straight to the ground without damaging your distribution board, without damaging any of your equipment. So how is this connected? It is very important for you to know that the minimum wire gauge that you use for this connection is 4 mm, depending on your load. So I'm saying the minimum. So that means if your load is rated to a particular level, you can use 6 mm, you can use 10 mm, you can use 16 mm, you can use 25 mm, but the minimum that you're supposed to use is a 4 mm cable. So please take note of that. So let's take this, like this is the incomer. So this incomer cable, you should try as much as possible to use a wire that is less than 0.5 meters. That means your source should be connected straight to where you have your live connection from. So you have this, the live point, you connect your live, you connect the live, this is the live, then this is the neutral, you also connect the neutral. All these connections are done because you are going to be connecting it straight to where the power is coming from. So if the power is coming from your DB, if the power is coming, so this is your breaker itself, this is not the surge. So we're trying to let you know that from here, there's live here. So this is coming from your changeover switch, your gear switch, or wherever is the live. Then this is the incomer. Then for the outgoing, please, you have to take note that for the outgoing portion, you would take note that it should be connected live to live, neutral to neutral. You can see our live is being connected. You see it's connected. So as it's connected now, look at this particular one too. There's a live here. So you have to connect this live to this one. Alright. Then your neutral, you have to connect your neutral too. Your neutral should be connected neutral to neutral. it's very important that you connect it neutral to neutral. Then when you are done with this neutral, you connect the neutral to the surge. Very important. Connect the surge. When you've connected this onto the surge, this is the most important, the earth point. Most people just connect live to live, neutral to neutral, and you forget about it. But this is actually the most important part, the earth. The earth needs to be connected. So you put your earth here and connect it to the earth bar in the distribution board. Alright, so if when you are done, this particular one now is going to the distribution board where you are going to connect it directly to the distribution board. While this particular one is going to where you are going to take your live from. Usually from changeover is a long wire going to your changeover switch. Then this is your neutral, a long wire going to the distribution board. So when you are done, you then put it on. And when you put it on, automatically there will be light. So the output now, you see this output is coming to your surge. But from this particular position now, this is where your output is going to go into your distribution board. So you're not going to take it from here. Here is just to trigger this one on. So from here, you take another set of wire that will take it to the distribution board. So by the time you are done with this is the exact way how you connect your surge protector. As you can see, in summary, what we've just done so far is we've shown you the two types of surges that you have. We have the plug-in surge, which is the one you connect directly to your 13 amp socket, and you have the panel surge, where we connect it directly to your distribution board or your panel. What we just connected is just a single phase, so we usually have a 3-phase. So it's the same thing. For a 3-phase, you're going to connect live, the 3 live, red, yellow, blue, and neutral, and you connect all of them to your 3-phase surge protection. But the most important thing is your earth. So you must try as much as possible to have a very good earthing system. So your earth at every given instance should be at least less than 2 ohms. So you must measure your earth for your surge protector to function effectively. Number 2, always try as much as possible to replace your surge protection. So you can see that this particular surge that we just connected, either a single phase or a 3-phase, is usually very sensitive. So by the time you have a very powerful lightning strike and you notice that it trips your breaker, because the surge immediately triggers your breaker to trip, I usually advise that when you have such massive lightning strike, try as much as possible to change your surge protection, because the cost of surge protection compared to how it saves your equipment cannot be compared. So thank you very much for watching this video. If you find this video very useful, kindly click on the subscribe button to subscribe to our YouTube channel so that whenever we post other useful videos, you will be notified. Thank you and see you in our subsequent video.